So the first port of call is obviously not coronavirus. We'll talk about that in a minute. Tyson Fury Wilder. Did we watch it?
We did.
Yes, I did.
I had a feeling Jarvan would have watched it because he doesn't really watch boxing. But we haven't had a podcast since the fight. What are our thoughts on
He got fucking smacked.
Got battered!
I thought... See,
I better myself.
I like Wilder as a boxer, but I thought he played really bad. He fucking got smacked along the place. But the worst part about it is I remember he said about the reason he'd lost came down to his 4-ton battle gear that he came out in.
Have you heard about any of this?
I read about that and I read about
Have you seen the photo of it? Like what he was wearing? So he was wearing like this like fucking chest piece and mask.
What is this thing about the skull masks?
I don't get them.
But I get that they want to have like a costume to come in, but what is this thing with the skull masks?
Well, it's quite funny because I think they do it to kind of be intimidating. But then if you look back to the Mike Tyson era, he didn't do any of that. He didn't wear a robe. He didn't come out in music. He just came out. He just walked out and he fucking smacked them about for 4 rounds and then he sparked them.
I mean, he did lose fights, Mike Tyson, but
yeah, not many of them though. Yeah,
not a lot.
5.
Yeah, I mean, like, quite frankly, I think
a lot of them were put after his prime.
Yeah,
I mean, like the only one that's done it well is probably like I was thinking I rewatched Hunter's one against Apothekin, like his rim walk, like that costume was actually like it was half decent.
What was he wearing?
He basically came out like a full on like bounty hunter sort of thing, which made sense, but like
Assassin's Creed.
Comes
out Boba Fett.
It makes a bit more logical sense.
It was half like it was weird. It was like half Boba Fett, half like sort of Predator. It was like it was some.
Takes the mask off. He does like the fucking crackling noise.
Yeah, look, that buzz is coming.
No, I was like, fair enough. This actually.
Can you see it?
This looks barely decent.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, so he said that obviously the gear was his main downfall because he was tired, and obviously Tyson Fury came in sitting on a throne. So obviously Tyson had big brain energy right there. Yeah.
Big brain energy.
Don't use my legs. Sorted.
Yeah,
carry me, peasants.
His did make more sense though because he's like Gypsy King, come in dress up the king and all that shit. Like Wilder just,
but Wilder's also his statement saying that the obviously the gear was obviously the reason he lost.
Yeah,
it contradicts himself because he then a couple of years prior,
Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah, he said that anybody who makes excuses for their losses is an idiot. They're a clown, and he's obviously.
Wasn't even that. He was on a Joe Rogan podcast and he said that he wears he wears a £40 training vest pretty much all the time.
He wears like weighted vests.
He's like, yeah, I wear weighted vests when I train. So like I'm used to fighting heavier, so I feel lighter when it comes to the fight or whatever. It's like, well then you just wore the same thing you would have worn when you were training. Stop being a massive like butthole about it.
I think that's the only thing to go by because obviously Tyson slapped him about and there was no denying it. He was outboxed.
What was it? Was anyone surprised? Obviously, like the way it went down was surprising. Was anyone surprised that
the result
Wilder had lost?
No,
because I wasn't.
Tyson Fury even stated that he would have spent the whole fight with his arm above his head, going like that, trying to land that one hook.
Yeah,
but that's what he did. He didn't have anything else to offer. He just went for that one trick pony. Yeah, that's all he is.
This is. Dillian White said this, and he was. Have you seen that clip of him laughing?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that absolutely pissed himself.
Mate, you have to.
He said that because he was trying to chase a fight Wilder that was obviously never going to happen, and he was like, "If I fight him, I'm just going to go for him." He's like, because I don't. He said, "I don't believe that he can fight under pressure," and no one's ever really pressured him, but properly. Like people have outboxed him and stood in the centre room with him, but no one's pushed him back. And it turns out that he cannot throw a punch going backwards. He's fucking hopeless at it. And Fury just comfortably banged him for 7 rounds. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do feel like the towel might have been thrown in slightly prematurely, but he was never going to win the fight. So
I think they probably threw the towel in to prevent any more damage being done because his ear was pissing blood.
Yeah, but it turns out it wasn't actually because people saying he had a ruptured eardrum. No, it turns out he just had a cut in his ear.
Yeah, like I feel like if towel weren't thrown in, probably
2 rounds later.
Round 9 would have been done then and there.
Yeah,
because he was sluggish, wasn't he? When he got to the 6th round, he kind of just lost his momentum.
Yeah, so even after the first knockdown, and what round 3 was it? I think.
He didn't look the same. He didn't look scared, but he looked like his eyes were glazed a bit. He was fucked.
Yeah, he was rocked, mate. Like that, he didn't recover from that. But he just wasn't going to win the fight anyway. He wasn't landing anything significant on Fury whatsoever. He didn't look like he was going to land anything significant. And it took him 10 rounds to do it in the previous fight.
Yeah.
Have you seen?
I'm just glad that it's become such an obvious thing what his flaws are now, because I've been saying for ages that he's not a good boxer.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. Like he's had that weapon, which is that one punch bang. I was like, but as soon as you disable it, he's got nothing, zilch. Like he's just a fucking big guy on the street you're swinging with.
Again, that's how he pulled back a draw for like obviously the first fight. Obviously, the last 3 rounds, he obviously got a few punches in, and even
then, like even if you gave him all those last 3 rounds and then a couple rounds on the way up, he still shouldn't have won that fight.
No.
Well, funny enough, he obviously didn't win, which was I think Tyson definitely got robbed of that match.
For sure. He
definitely. Even if Wilder won the last 3 rounds, like,
and he still, and even if you were generous and gave him a couple rounds on the build up to those last 3, he still would have lost like.
No, they would have done the scorecards massively. He would have probably won by 2 or 3 points.
He got shafted, mate, for sure.